मध्ये त्यांनी दोन गोष्टी सांगितल्या की राष्ट्रवादी काँग्रेस पक्ष भ्रष्टाचारामध्ये सापडलेला पक्ष आहे. आणि हे सांगत असताना त्यांनी राज्य सहकारी बँक याचा उल्लेख केला आणि त्याबरोबर इरिगेशनच्यामध्ये जी काही तक्रार होती त्यासंबंधीचा त्यांनी उल्लेख केला. हा जो उल्लेख त्यांनी केला आणि राष्ट्रवादी काँग्रेस पक्ष या भ्रष्टाचारात सहभागी आहेत असा जो आरोप केला, मला आनंद आहे की आज मंत्रिमंडळामध्ये राष्ट्रवादी काँग्रेस पक्षाच्या काही सहकाऱ्यांना त्यांनी शपथ दिली. याचा अर्थ त्यासंबंधीचे त्यांनी केलेले आरोप हे वास्तव नव्हते. त्या सगळ्या आरोपातून पक्षाला आणि ज्यांच्याबद्दल त्यांनी आरोप केले होते त्या सगळ्यांना मुक्त केलं. त्याबद्दल मी पहिल्यांदा प्रधानमंत्र्यांचा आभारी आहे. प्रश्न आता दुसरा आहे की आमच्या काही सहकार्यांनी जी पक्षाची भूमिका आहे त्यापेक्षा वेगळी भूमिका घेतली. उद्याच्या 6 तारखेला मी महाराष्ट्राच्या पक्षाच्या काही प्रमुख लोकांची बैठक ही बोलवलेली होती आणि त्या बैठकीमध्ये काही प्रश्न उपस्थित केले गेले होते. संघटनाचा बदल करण्याच्या संबंधीचे त्याचा विचार करणार होतो. पण प्रश्न उपस्थित जे केले गेले होते त्यापूर्वीच काही सहकाऱ्यांनी पक्षापासून एकदम वेगळी भूमिका घेतली आणि ती भूमिका घेऊन आम्हीच पक्ष आहोत अशा प्रकारची भूमिका आज या ठिकाणी मांडली. माझं स्वच्छ मत असं आहे की पक्षाचे काही सदस्य विशेषतः विधिमंडळाचे यांनी कितपत वेगळी भूमिका घेतली या संबंधीचं चित्र आणखी 2-3 दिवसात लोकांच्या समोर येईल. आणि त्याचं कारण की ज्यांची नावं आली त्याच्या काही लोकांनी आजच माझ्याशी संपर्क साधून आम्हाला या ठिकाणी निमंत्रित केलं आणि आमच्या सह्या घेतल्या. पण आमची भूमिका वेगळी आहे ती कायम आहे याचा खुलासा त्यांनी माझ्याकडे केलेला आहे. पण या बाबतीत मी आत्ताच काही बोलू इच्छित नाही, कारण याचं स्वच्छ चित्र माझ्या इतकंच जनतेच्या समोर त्यांनी मांडण्याची आवश्यकता. ते जर त्यांनी मांडलं तर त्याच्याबद्दल माझा विश्वास बसेल. मानलं नाही तर त्यांनी वेगळी भूमिका घेतली असा निष्कर्ष मी काढेल. आता प्रश्न राहिला पक्षाच्या भवितव्याच्याबद्दल. हा आजचा प्रकार हा इतरांना नवीन असेल, मला हा नवीन नाही. मला आठवतं आहे की 1980 साली निवडणुकीच्या नंतर मी या पक्षाचं नेतृत्व करत होतो. त्या पक्षाचे 58 आमदार निवडून आले होते आणि 1 महिन्याच्या नंतर त्या 58 पैकी 6 सोडले तर सगळे मला पक्ष सोडून गेले. सगळे पक्ष सोडून गेले. मी त्या 58चा नेता होतो, विरोधी पक्ष नेता. त्याच्याऐवजी मी 6 लोकांचा म्हणजे 5च, मी एक सोडून 5च लोकांचा नेता झालो. 5 लोकांच्या बरोबर घेऊन पुन्हा पक्ष बांधायला मी महाराष्ट्रात बाहेर पडलो. माझा उद्देश त्याच्यामध्ये होता की पुन्हा पक्षाची बांधणी करायची. आणि 5 वर्षाची निवडणूक झाली. त्या निवडणुकीत 2 गोष्टी दिसल्या की आमची संख्या ही 69 वर गेली, म्हणजे संख्या वाढली. 5चा नेता असताना सुद्धा वाढली. आणि नुसतीच वाढली नाही तर जे पक्ष सोडून गेले त्यापैकी 3 ते 4 जर सोडले तर सगळे पराभूत झाले. त्यामुळं 1980ला जे चित्र दिसलं ते चित्र पुन्हा महाराष्ट्राच्या जनतेच्या पाठिंब्यावर कसं उभं करता येईल हा माझा एक कलमी कार्यक्रम आहे. माझा महाराष्ट्राच्या सर्वसामान्य जनतेवर आणि विशेषतः तरुण पिढीवर प्रचंड विश्वास आहे. तुम्हाला आठवत असेल कालची जी निवडणूक झाली 4 वर्षापूर्वी त्यावेळीसुद्धा असंच चित्र होतं. पण सगळं महाराष्ट्रामध्ये जिथं जाता येईल त्या ठिकाणी जाणं, आपली भूमिका मांडणं हे काम केलं. आणि त्याचा परिणाम आमची संख्या ही मोठ्या प्रमाणात वाढली आणि आम्हाला यश त्या ठिकाणी आलं. संयुक्त सरकार आम्ही लोकांनी स्थापन केलं. आज पुन्हा ती स्थिती आहे. मला देशाच्या कानाकोपऱ्यातून अनेकांचे फोन येतात आणि या सगळ्या स्थितीत आपण सगळे एक आहोत, आमचा साथ तुम्हाला आहे अशा प्रकारची मतं मांडतात. आत्ता तिथं येण्याच्या पूर्वी ममता बॅनर्जींचा फोन आला. काँग्रेसचे नेते, खडसे अध्यक्ष त्यांच्याकडनं माहिती मिळाली. आणखी अनेक पक्षाचे नेते आज या देशामध्ये एक पर्यायी शक्ती उभी करावी याची आवश्यकता आहे असं म्हणणार आहे. या सगळ्यांची ही भूमिका आहे. आणि त्यामुळं जो काही प्रकार घडला त्याची मला चिंता नाही आहे. आजचा दिवस संपला, उद्या सकाळी मी बाहेर पडणार आहे आणि कराडला जाऊन यशवंतराव चव्हाणांच्या समाधीचं दर्शन घेईन. आणि उद्या त्याला कराडला, सातारला एक दलित समाजाच्या घटकांची एक पहिला मेळावा घेणार आहे. आणि त्यानंतर माझा प्रयत्न राज्यात आणि देशात जेवढं जाता येईल आणि जेवढी लोकांच्याशी संपर्क वाढवता येईल तेवढा कार्यक्रम माझ्याकडून केला जाईल. आणि हीच माझी उद्याची नीती.
सर, ज्या पद्धतीने एकनाथ शिंदेंनी पक्षावर दावा सांगितला त्याच प्रकारची भूमिका अजित पवारांनी आता पत्रकार परिषदेत घेतली. त्यांनी राष्ट्रवादीवर दावा सांगितला, तर त्याबद्दल काय?
माझं काही म्हणणं नाही. कुणी काही दावा करा, माझा लोकांचा विश्वास. मी त्या लोकांच्याकडे जाईन आणि हा निर्णय लोक ठरवतो. आणि गंमत अशी आहे, ज्यांना इतिहास नीट पाहिजे, राष्ट्रवादी आला कसं? राष्ट्रवादी हा पक्ष नव्हता. आम्हाला लोकांचं काही भूमिका, आमचे काही मतभेद काँग्रेसशी झाले आणि पक्ष नसताना पक्ष आम्ही स्थापन केला. पहिला पक्ष दुसऱ्यांनी नेला असेल पण त्याचा परिणाम आमच्या कशावर झालेला नाही. त्यामुळे कुणी काही क्लेम करो, आम्ही लोकांच्या जाऊन आमची भूमिका मांडू आणि त्या भूमिकेला त्यांचा पाठिंबा कसा मिळेल याची काळजी घेऊ. माझी खात्री आहे त्यांचा पाठिंबा मिळेल.
आता उपमुख्यमंत्री ज्यांनी आता शपथ घेतली त्यांची पत्रकार परिषद झाली, त्याच्यामध्ये 3 मुद्दे त्यांनी प्रामुख्याने मांडले. एकतर आम्ही राष्ट्रवादी काँग्रेस म्हणूनच सरकारमध्ये सहभागी होतो. दुसरा मुद्दा त्यांनी मांडलाय तो म्हणजे की मी शुक्रवारीच विरोधी पक्षनेते पदाचा राजीनामा दिलेला होता. आणि तिसरा मुद्दा जो आहे की राज्यातल्या जनतेचे प्रश्न सोडवण्यासाठी म्हणून आम्ही सहभागी झालेलो आहोत.
2 गोष्टी आहेत. विरोधी पक्ष नेतेपदाचा राजीनामा दिला ही माझी आम्हाला तुमच्याकडनं कळली, कारण आमच्याकडे दिलेली नाही. कदाचित तुम्हाला राजीनामा द्यायचा असेल तर ते द्यायचं ठिकाण हे स्पीकर आहे. विरोधी पक्ष नेत्याची नेमणूक संख्या असल्याच्या नंतर स्पीकर करतात. तो बहुतेक त्यांच्याकडे केला असेल आणि त्यांच्याकडे केला असेल तर आम्हाला करण्याचं काही कारण नाही. तो दिला असेल, त्यामुळे त्याच्याबद्दलचं काही भाष्य करायचं कारण नाही. तर दुसरा प्रश्न तुमचा
की आम्ही राष्ट्रवादी काँग्रेस म्हणूनच सहभागी झालो.
तुम्हाला ते सांगितलं मी की पक्षाचं नाव घेऊन कोणी काही भूमिका घेतली त्याच्याबद्दलचं आम्ही भांडण करणार नाही. आम्ही लोकांच्या जाऊ आणि लोकांचा पाठिंबा, लोकांची भूमिका ही आमच्या विचाराच्या, आमच्या धोरणाच्या, आमच्या कार्यक्रमाच्या बरोबर कशी राहील ह्या गोष्टीची आमची नीती आहे.
आम्ही जर शिवसेनेसोबत जाऊ शकतो तर भाजपसोबत का नाही जाऊ शकत असा प्रश्न होता आणि आम्ही भाजपसोबत
नाही असा त्यांचा निकाल असेल. पण राष्ट्रवादी काँग्रेस पक्षाची जी नीती आहे त्याच्यामध्ये ह्या गोष्टी फसणाऱ्या नाही.
Balkrishan ji, there are a couple of things which Sharad Pawar has said. He is going to travel across Maharashtra. He said that now these leaders are corruption free, so he is going to say thank you to the Prime Minister. He also said that his party was being targeted. Balkrishan ji, am I audible to you?
Yeah, perfect. Go ahead.
Can you please put Balkrishan ji on screen, PCR?
Hello?
Yes, Balkrishan ji. Wait a minute, I'm just trying to put you on the screen.
Yeah, please.
Yes. Yes, Balkrishan ji. Balkrishan ji, when we look at what Sharad Pawar has spoken, can he play the martyrs game again?
No, his game is up now. Let him go to the people and tell them whatever kind of thing. People are bound to ask him, can you swear on oath that you did not know about what happened today in Sunday? Because look at the man's track record. The last time when Fadnavis and Ajit Pawar came together, first he denied, he pretended that he had no clue about it. And subsequently when the truth came out, he admitted that he was in the loop and he had several meetings with Devendra Fadnavis behind closed doors. So it is a kind of history repeating itself. Okay, first as a now it has come as a farce. What we are witnessing over there, if he says that he doesn't know, let him go to the people and talk to them. I am certain that people have seen through his game, and this is only he is trying to save his face. Is pretending that he had no clue. He is trying to put on a political hurt that they have done this to me and all that. But all this will not wash at all, because his days of political credibility are over now. People have seen through what he is, and this is exactly what the BJP wanted to achieve. They wanted to expose this man for what he is worth, and they have beautifully succeeded in that, and that too with the collaboration and the cooperation of people who were extremely close to Sharad Pawar until recently, Ajit Pawar, Prafull Patel. Imagine Prafull Patel was appointed working president just recently, last month or so. But now he's not working anymore for the NCP. And I'm certain that this is the BJP will not be satisfied only in kind of having these people on board. Their next target will be to kind of squeeze out the political clout of the NCP leaders who have joined them. They will ensure that all these people are politically marginalized. Power is already marginalized in a big way. Then these people also will be marginalized, so that the entire political space will be occupied. The BJP's dream is to have 100% seats in the Maharashtra Assembly. This is part of their long-term plan to ensure that they become the most dominant political force to reckon with in Maharashtra, and they are succeeding beautifully as of now.
So are you saying that they have dealt and finished the threat of Mahavikas Aghadi? It's finished?
Completely. Where is the Mahavikas Aghadi? There is no Vikas, there is no Maha, there is no Vikas, there is no Aghadi also now. Now the Congress is completely isolated, and the Congress is also full of infighting and factionalism between Balasaheb Thorat and then the MPCC president Nana Patoli. There is zero unity within the Congress. The NCP is gone. Shiv Sena is totally marginalized. So the Bharatiya Janata Party can sit at the table and then help itself to all the political gains which they have achieved. It's a very, very shrewd, and you might say that this is kind of unethical or immoral, but then in politics, morality does not matter at all. It's all a game of power. If you look at it from that point of view, they have succeeded beautifully. The BJP has succeeded beautifully. Now, how they are going to capitalize upon all these developments in the elections to the Assembly and the Lok Sabha next year, that remains to be seen.
Brijesh, your first thoughts on Sharad Pawar's press conference?
I would like to ask Balakrishna ji about, will the elections in BMC be called now to further squeeze them out of the picture? Or are we going to wait more for the assembly election?
It's on Suraj Chavan and other people who are extremely close to certain top leaders of the Shiv Sena UBT. That message is very clear. Just shut up. That's it. Don't talk too much. And given this kind of a climate of terror or fear, whatever you call it, around in October or so, around Diwali time, they will call the elections. And the BJP's, if you see the campaign they are doing, the way they are trying to outreach, they have gone at the level of ward, sub-booth level management. Earlier it was booth managers they used to have. Now they have ward-wise, building-wise, every building. If there are 100 voters in a building, there is a man from the Bharatiya Janata Party to look after them, to nurse them, and to ensure that they're all mobilized on the day of election. It's a huge election machinery which the BJP has put in place. Unlike all other parties, they are still to get their act together, but BJP is already gone ahead with its preparation. And the funds, for the BJP is not at all the problem. They're pumping money like nobody's business, the social media, and then at all other possibilities. And the BJP and the BMC being the biggest and the richest political civic body in the country makes a big difference. This is like a kind of mini kind of referendum to the runoff to the next year's election.
I think Varghese, this is first of its kind that one national party has demolished two regional parties in 12 months. They have demolished Shiv Sena and now they have demolished NCP. पहली बार हुआ है कि one national party is demolishing two regional parties in 1 year.
And also, as I agree with Balakrishna ji, it's about a longer game plan with Maharashtra. The seats are just huge. I think around 40 to 42 seats are there in Maharashtra alone. And when it comes to parliamentary elections, they are supposed to be one of those places where you had your bastions. So the BJP doesn't want
48 seats are in Maharashtra.
48 seats in Maharashtra. So I think the game plan is for the longer match, and the idea is that regional players do create that nuisance value. So it's just getting rid of the nuisance value. That is the thing that is happening right now, because it was the Shiv Sena on one side, the NCP together, and then the Congress who came together, and the BJP just understood that this could be the nuisance value that they have to get rid of, and that is what they are trying to get rid of.
Pankaj, you are there with me? Pankaj?
Yes, Karthik, I'm there.
Pankaj, last time when the Shiv Sena split, there was some sort of a sympathy with Uddhav Thackeray. Do you think that Mr. Pawar will get that sort of a sympathy?
Well, yes, with the press conference that he did, Karthik, it looks like he is completely, distancing himself from what Ajit Pawar has done. He categorically mentioned also that it was his individual decision, and he does not endorse it. So obviously, to play a victim card here, obviously to get the sentiments also in his favor is something that any politician would do as of now. And given the fact that for Sharad Pawar, obviously, opposition unity was something that was, a paramount business that he was into as of now, acting as a glue also at times, bringing parties together, keeping Congress and Rahul Gandhi also in check whenever Rahul Gandhi would, quote unquote, falter from the correct political line as far as Savarkar episode was concerned. But this time around, for Sharad Pawar being done on a Sharad Pawar by none other than his nephew, Ajit Pawar. So this as of now comes as a political masterstroke for some time, definitely. But Sharad Pawar is also not very, should not be very shocked also because going back into history, Kartikeya, if we take a look at both, uncle and the nephew, they have a habit of rebelling against their mentors. Sharad Pawar did so by going against his mentor Vasant Dada Patel to form his own government in 1978. And 2 years down the line, Kartikeya, all the members who were there with Sharad Pawar deserted him, but he did not give up, resurrected the party in the following years after 1980. NCP also, was rechristened at that time. So, yes, it is too early as of now to say whether Sharad Pawar has been completely vanquished. Speculations are rife whether it is this move had the tacit support of Sharad Pawar or not. But one thing is clear that for rest of the political parties, who are planning for an opposition unity, this comes as a body blow as of now. And you are right when it comes to Maharashtra. Two opposition leaders, regional parties, two opposition parties in Maharashtra have been, in a way, dealt with a body blow by one national party, that is the BJP.
Okay. Varghese, your thoughts?
Well, right now I think we have to wait and watch because now there are other issues also that's going to come up. Portfolio rejigs are going to happen, and Shinde said that it seems to be nothing definite now what is going to happen. So the portfolio part of it about accommodating the new people into the cabinet, well, I think that is still happening in the back room of the political talks that are being held. So we have to wait and see how those portfolios are in fact given. Secondly, I think we should also see that all of us say that we might write off Sharad Pawar, but I think he has something up his sleeve. So let us not write him off completely as of now. And since he said that he's going to go for all this travel that he's planning to carry out across Maharashtra, there could be a sympathy factor because, of course, it will be playing out the martyr card as such. But then this is a huge coup. We cannot deny that the BJP had masterfully made this coup, and they have ensured that the nuisance value of both the regional parties have been brought down, and to a significant extent. And when they go for 2024, of course, they are going with a very strengthened presence. But then I'm a person who believes in something called as the possibility of impossibilities also. So I'm just keeping that as an open, open observation.
But before we conclude our special edition, this brings me to one very important line of discussion, and that is, Mr. Balakrishnan, does it change the contours of Maharashtra politics? Does it ensure that the BJP has become Maratha politics proof with Ajit Pawar in? Same man who reinvents ourselves, who in 2014 was blamed for 60,000 corruption scam, if you recall, in 2014, for the irrigation scam, pages of papers are full of it. You think it's like the life has come a full circle?
No, what we are witnessing is the success of the social engineering plan of the Sangh Parivar and the BJP, which is its political Mukhota kind of thing. They have brought together today, you see, Maratha in the form of Ajit Pawar. They have brought an OBC leader in the form of Chhagan Bhujbal. They have Rathod, who belongs to the Vanjari community. They have Bansode, who belongs to the Dalit Samaj. All these people have been brought together, and this is the plan of the BJP to have an all-inclusive program, uniting all Hindu castes and sub-castes and bring them together under one umbrella, and then pitch for power in Maharashtra. I think the
Mr.
way things are
then
going.
what happens to the poster boy Fadnavis? Does he get promoted?
Fadnavis being a Brahmin, I don't think he has got much of a thing, but definitely this might be turn out to be a self goal as far as Devendra Fadnavis individually is concerned, because he is having a chief minister like Eknath Shinde, an auto rickshaw driver who is a man from the street. You have Ajit Pawar with his vast resources and what's the capacity for political manipulation. And Devendra Fadnavis with his Varan Bath kind of politics, I don't know how much he will kind of succeed. But this is a time when he should play his cards very, very carefully. He can't depend 100% on the support from Delhi. He has to find out, carve a niche for himself and ensure that he is not overwhelmed by all these outsiders who have joined his party.
And what
That
happens
is
to
my thing. And
what happens to NCP in Marathwada and Vidarbha? सवाल ये भी है
see, like what you use, extremely right expression, the political sunset. The political sunset of Sharad Pawar has begun, and he might well be sent back to the pavilion in Baramati. That's about all. So this is the end of the NCP as it was visualized by Sharad Pawar, and a major political party. I mean, incidentally, NCP has got a political base only in Western Maharashtra, in Ahmednagar, in this one, Sangli, Satara, this kind of in Solapur, this kind of well, they have got their thing because of sugar barons who are there and all that. But beyond that, NCP does look at Mumbai. There is a presence of NCP in Mumbai. They don't have presence in the capital of the state. So it will be a easy thing for the BJP to completely wipe out the NCP in the coming months and ensure that out of the 48 seats for the Lok Sabha, at least 40 seats are in its kitty. And out of the 288 seats in the assembly, I'm certain the BJP will be able, with a bit of tweaking around here and there, will be able to get a substantial majority in the assembly also. So there is no need for them to depend on these IRAMs and GARAMs of Maharashtra politics.
So before I go to my other colleagues, one thing which stays everyone in the eye, apart from the fact that it's the sunset year of Sharad Pawar, if we recall the visuals of that famous meeting in which he announced his resignation, then all the leaders were sitting around him, Supriya, Sule. Ajit Pawar was directly speaking with Mr. Pawar's wife. He was the only person who was there talking to him. Supriya was doing the chaperoning. Prafull was saying, what was all that in retrospect?
It is very significant that Pawar did not give Ajit Pawar a party post. He gave it to his daughter, he gave it to Prafull Patel, but he gave nothing to Ajit Pawar because you knew very well that Ajit Pawar is going to get something big in the BJP Shiv Sena government. So maybe he had left the things open for him, kind of thing. And in retrospect, it appears that the game, what we witnessed today, the planning, the foundation was laid well before, several weeks back, when Sharad Pawar had a meeting with Adani and followed it up with this announcement about his so-called resignation. They took back the resignation and appointed his daughter and Prafull Patel as a working president. And people got the impression that Ajit Pawar is isolated. He deliberately ensured that Ajit Pawar is not given any post. Just imagine if Ajit Pawar had been made the party president of the NCP in Maharashtra. How difficult it would have been for him to join the BJP government. So, fully knowing that what is going to happen in the coming weeks, Ajit Pawar was kept in reserve so that he can join the BJP government without much ado, much problem.
Brijesh.
See, I'm extremely happy that Balakrishna ji completely echoed two of the lines which I used right at the start of the show. A, that I refuse to believe that Sharad Pawar has no idea about what is happening. Either he is the one who's engineering it, or he's just trying to keep an oblivious eye because
he's a partner in crime. He's a partner in crime.
He's a partner in crime, exactly, sir. And the second part is that I think with the induction of Ajit Pawar, the situation becomes grim for one person who was year and a half was soaring high as far as the BJP politics is concerned. That person name is Devendra Fadnavis. I think with the likes of Eknath, Shinde's and with the like of Ajit Pawar being in close cahoots with the top leadership of the BJP, we have seen how merciless the center can be. And till now, Ajit Pawar, given his resources, given his him being the heir to legendary Sharad Pawar, I think he has several aces up his sleeve. So I think, it definitely puts Devendra Fadnavis in the back foot. But I would like to add one more thing. We have to wait and watch for the next a month or so as to how it pans out, because we cannot completely rule out how people's emotion work. Because there are people who know what Sharad Pawar does. He's hunting with the hare, running with the hares and hunting with the hounds. He has fingers in every conceivable pie, and he still pretends that oh, I have no idea about the thing. But then look at his age, look at his health, and you never know what kind of reaction you get from people. And but Sharad Pawar, Uddhav Thackeray getting a decent groundswell of support. It'll be very interesting next couple of months to watch out for Karthikeyan.
अच्छा, लेकिन what happened to देवेंद्र फडणवीस है? मेरे सवाल का कोई जवाब नहीं दे रहा है. उनका क्या होगा?
I
प्रमोशन
think
हो गया?
Devendra Fadnavis is on the back foot. Devendra Fadnavis is on the back foot, clear back foot. He's not a bigger leader. He's not a taller leader than and more resourceful leader than Ajit Pawar.
पर दिल्ली में तो बड़े खुश हो के इंटरव्यू दे रहे थे ब्रिजेश.
बॉस, पॉलिटिक्स क्या होता है? पॉलिटिक्स ये होता है कि अंदर कलेजा जल रहा हो और बाहर आप ऐसे मुस्कुराओ कि लगे कि आपसे ज्यादा कोई चाहता ही नहीं था ये. If your face betrays what is there in your heart, I'm very sorry to say you are like not at all fit to be in politics. And politics, where you yourself have said that Mr. Devagowda was saying, "Hey, sir, we are with the Congress," where his son is planning to run away with the entire flock. That is what politics is. Remember the scene when everybody saying, "Oh, Amit Shah ka master stroke," and BJP how they have turned it aside, only to be told they are like confirmed 4 days, 5 days back that Sharad Pawar knew everything, and how he has made a fool of both sides, leading to BJP's biggest political embarrassment. So Devendra Fadnavis is smiling because he has no other option. If he decides to sulk, trust me, in next 1 month he'll be reduced to the margins. So he knows his stuff. He knows how cruel politics can be, and he knows how how good politics can be, like it has happened. He has example of Nitin Gadkari to look forward to.
I think the BJP after Karnataka election has not given in, Varghese. This like Karnataka election was a big boost for the Congress party in opposition. I think this is a big boost for the BJP's morale.
It is a big boost for BJP's morale, and as one word of caution that I think even Brijesh ji was speaking about, it shouldn't turn out to be that Ajit Pawar turns out to be that Trojan horse, because they've already had one problem with it. So this time, I think, of course, when they go for the second time, they say once bitten, twice shy. So they must have all the cards in place before they actually go for this. But yeah, it shouldn't turn out to be that Trojan horse.
इस पे तो बहुत लोगों से पूछना पड़ेगा. Pankaj, is he the Trojan horse 2.0 version?
Well, Trojan horse or not depends obviously आने वाला वक्त ही बताएगा वाली स्थिति है. लेकिन जब बात हो रही थी कि दिल में क्या है और चेहरे में क्या होता है, तो अजित पवार I think is one suitable candidate who actually stumped everyone, because May 2nd, what you were mentioning, Karthikeyan, when Sharad Pawar had said that he is tendering his resignation as the party chief, that was the day when we saw all hues of Ajit Pawar. He was standing by. He later on said that वो अजित पवार शायद किसी और को लीडरशिप सौंपना चाहते हैं. whatever it is, साहेब जो बोलेंगे वही होगा. At that time also he had shown all his sincerity towards the party, towards Sharad Pawar. Lo and behold, after a few days, Sharad Pawar withdrew his resignation, and that was the time when only after in a matter of few hours, when Ajit Pawar had actually resigned from the post of a leader of opposition in the assembly. That was the time when once again he reiterated that he wants to work for the party. और मुझे याद है कार्तिकेय, उन्होंने साफ-साफ कहा था कि मैं कैसे काम करता हूँ ये आपको मालूम है. You know how I work. Yes or no में काम होता है. And he also mentioned how he had worked and won seats in 2019 also for the party. So all these things put together, at that particular point of time, Ajit Pawar had shown all sincerity. But somewhere down the line, I think if we go back once again to May 2nd, Sharad Pawar tendered his resignation only to cut short Ajit Pawar's hidden ambitions. Somehow the inkling was there that he might be planning to take a cohort of his MLAs to BJP. So that, I would say, again, give it to Sharad Pawar for his masterstroke there.
Brijesh, do you remember the ending of a very famous film, Jaane Bhi Do Yaro?
No, I don't, Karthikeyan.
You remember when the film ends, both the protagonists, they're left with nothing. And the film ends there with a sense of humor कि सब कुछ मिलने वाला था पर सब चला गया हाथ से. So that is why जाने भी तो यारो. So isn't like जाने भी तो यारो, जो करना था बीजेपी ने कर दिया महाराष्ट्र में.
No, Kartikeya, honestly speaking, I don't think it like that. Please try to understand that as Balakrishna ji is saying, as I was also saying, that a fear factor is also to do a lot with it. It's not like people. There are ED cases in majority of the people who have gone. The joke on the ground is what will happen to Kirit Somaiya. Who was tom-tomming about, oh, this party leader is corrupt, that party is there. What happens to him? And the other joke was that, the reason they leave Kirit Somaiya is to find out who is under what kind of corruption, so that, they can either bully him or get him into the party. So it's not going to be that easy for the BJP, We have seen that, it doesn't work theoretically. That, you have got a Maratha, you have got an OBC, you have got this, and, everything works for you in a beautifully crafted platter. I think, other leaders are also waiting for their chance. And the closer you get to go to election, it's not always, Hindi mein kehte na, kaat ki handi bar nahi chalti. In Karnataka, you remember, we saw the Bajrang Dal remark, which was...
Yahan to 2 baar chal gayi.
See, you have to understand both sides that it was the Sharad Pawar which took BJP for the roll, right, for all their resources, for all their everything. I mean, don't you think that it was politically super embarrassing for the BJP that their chief minister, their guy, got sworn in at early hours, the whole day, the press, the media, TV channel, everybody was agog talking about how wonderful that master stroke was, only turned out to be the biggest political embarrassment for the BJP post 2014. So I'm saying that that there are a lot of things which are there. Where you have to understand that this is not the final. You're not watching the end of the book. End of the movie. Post this, all the names and all is not going to come out, and there's going to be no post 2nd of July 2023, Kartikeya. On 3rd of July, on 4th of July, on 5th of July, we might be debating this with a completely different take on what has happened. Right now, yes, this defection has taken place. I still firmly believe and put it on record that I refuse to believe that Sharad Pawar would have no idea about it. I refuse to believe that ED or pressure of Enforcement Directorate would have zero impact on these shifting gears and all. But still, I refuse to believe, and I would still play cautious to the fact about Sharad Pawar. I have no qualms in accepting that when it comes to the kind of political pulling rabbit out of the hat, the strength of one politician, it is Sharad Pawar. I'm a big fan of his. So until unless next
Vijay, that is a
I will ask you, right? You remember that day when I kept on saying that when Sharad Pawar has resigned, you kept on saying, oh, this is the end, this is the end. And I kept on saying that wait for 2 more days. It turned out he accepted it.
I can say that, yes, you were right. I got that thing wrong. But I always have this.
It's not a question of getting right or wrong, Kartikeya.
I always have this thing. I felt that Sharad Pawar has been hitting above his political weight. When we say political weight, in terms of, I mean electoral Lok Sabha weight. But I think that sort of politics ended with us, not Modi, political party which has just let me complete, political party which has 271 plus MP. This sort of political hitting only happens when you have confederations like NDA of Vajpayee or UPA of Manmohan Singh. It doesn't happen when a single party has majority. That is why Pawar will never succeed in this conglomeration.
But Kartikeya, I would say that post 2019, and if you just give me 1 minute, post 2000, ever since Prime Minister Modi has come to power, there are only 2 or 3 iconic pictures, iconic incidents which have kind of blasted their famed absolute control over everything that happens in the country. First one was Sharad Pawar. You remember when Enforcement Directorate summoned him, or he was summoned by the income tax. I'm not getting the name of the agency. He said, okay, no problem. Why will you come to investigate me? I will go and present myself there. And in the famous picture of Satara, when he is drenched, it was first picture of the new. He was the one who defeated BJP.
See, that is the parliament. That is a political skill which Mr. Pawar has demonstrated. But I also think, as a counterpoint to yours, he has also diluted his political ideology post 2014. You know, there was a very famous picture. I don't want to name that businessman because it's not important, but that famous Mount Abu photo, and subsequently when Pawar Sahab decided that he's going to lend the support from outside to new dispensation when Devendra Fadnavis became chief minister, he shattered Shiv Sena in one stroke completely, because then Fadnavis became the chief minister and the relevance of Matoshri came down. So I think sometimes, I won't use the word, he's a very senior politician, too clever by half, but when you sometimes, change goalposts in politics very frequently, this happens, and that is why it's very easy for Ajit Pawar. I don't know whether it's 30 or 40, there's a lot of different numbers which are coming. So I'm not saying 30, 40, 45. I'm not going to hedge my bet on it. But the way 30 plus, I would only use 30 plus, I will not use 40 plus, they have all gone. It has left him with very little political strength.
Karthikeya, see, there's one more thing. One thing I would say that, whenever we talk of coalition, we have to also understand that it is not three party in unison. It's not one party. And if we cannot expect NCP to always play for Congress party, which was that point of time was hell-bent on committing political suicide. Why do we expect Sharad Pawar to do the bidding of Rahul Gandhi? We have to be, it's a wrong fallacy. Sharad Pawar was
let me refine my political point. I think Sharad Pawar, what I'm trying to say is shifting goalposts very frequently. Nagaland में आप support कर रहे हैं बीजेपी को, आप टैक्टिकल सपोर्ट दे देते हैं बीजेपी को, आज बीजेपी ने आपकी पार्टी तोड़ दी.
Karthikeya, I still would say that BJP, I would not use the word BJP ने उसकी पार्टी तोड़ दी. I completely stand with what I'm saying. Sharad Pawar is in 100% know-how. And I refuse to believe that what is known to journalists is not known to Sharad Pawar.
See, we can always agree to disagree.
I refuse to believe, Karthikeya, that what is known to journalists, what was known to journalists is not known by Sharad Pawar. What I'm trying to say is that the battle is not over. What I'm trying to say is that, as Balakrishna ji was saying and others are saying, that they're busy, they're trying to write the epitaph or the obit of Sharad Pawar or Mahavikas Aghadi in a hurry. I would hold my horses for next 1 month, 1.5 months, see how it progresses. Because this is not the end of Mahavikas Aghadi as we see it. We know how emotion has brought back parties.
I would only see this from a larger perspective. Yes, battle is not over, but battle is not over because of Sharad Pawar. I think Sharad Pawar is over. Battle is not over because one person has reinvented himself. I was just thinking about it on weekend. I think the most successful thing which has happened, and I don't know why there are no write-ups on that, was Rahul Gandhi visit in Manipur for those 48 hours. The sort of impact that visit had in terms of national security politics is unprecedented. You had a flop hero, suddenly after 10 years he reinvents himself and he starts giving hit songs. So that part of it is something that should, I wouldn't say worry BJP, but that is something which has happened too frequently for their pleasure. It's time to fold our discussion. Pankaj, Brijesh, Varghese, this has been a pretty tiring Sunday and this has been, Sunday which took everyone by surprise, and I was, thinking at 12 o'clock, yeah, this is the best Sunday after so many days. We'll have coming working Sundays also, but this was like a good Sunday, and then suddenly I think I ran out of luck and I'm in the studio. But Ajit Pawar has broken NCP. It's a story on which everyone's eyeball is going to be there, because it's not going to end in Maharashtra. It's not going to be about Mumbai or Sharad Pawar. It's also going to be about the repercussions at state level. We will see whether Mr. Pawar is able to hold on to the cadre, or the cadre will move with Ajit, with the MLAs, and we'll actually have to know, because this battle is going to move in the court.